This morning, our thoughts and prayers are with our 3 young men who were hurt at our high school yesterday, with their families, with our faculty and staff. Our concern is first and foremost for their well-being and the well-being of all of those involved. We have coaches, athletic trainers, school resource officers, and students who witnessed the accident and responded immediately and more appropriately than anyone could have planned for. Because of their actions, they became heroes yesterday. We have the support of additional counseling and community support as well for our students and our faculty today as they recover and in the days ahead. I would respectfully ask that all media understand the emotional nature of this and respect the privacy of our students and their families. Our gratitude goes out to the Vestavia Hills Police Department, our fire department, and our fire department as well for their immediate and skilled response to the accident. As we do with everything, we will get through this together, and we will rally as a Rebel family behind these young men and their families as they recover. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you this morning.
At approximately 3:40 on Wednesday afternoon, 3 members of the Vestavia Hills High School boys track team were injured when a portable field goal they were moving came in contact with a live overhead power line. The incident occurred on the high school's multi-purpose field, where the soccer and track and field teams were practicing. 3 students and a track coach were in the process of rolling the field goal off the field when it came in contact with a power line. The portable field goal was being moved ahead of the King of the Mountain track and field meet scheduled for this weekend. The 3 students received immediate medical attention from the school's athletic trainers and school resource officers. One of the students went into cardiac arrest on the field. It is our understanding that the student was successfully resuscitated after receiving CPR and treatment from a portable defibrillator. First responders arrived on the scene in less than 1 minute, and paramedics arrived in less than 10 minutes. All students were taken by ambulance to the hospital. Per our emergency action plan, the parents of the affected students were contacted immediately. We have no updates that we can share at this time on the students who were affected. The track coach was unharmed but was checked out at the hospital last night and found to be okay. The quick reaction of our coaching staff and our school resource officers yesterday saved lives. It is our board policy that every teacher and coach who participates in extracurricular activities be CPR certified. In addition, the Alabama High School Athletic Association requires that all coaches be CPR certified. Our school resource officers receive annual training by the Vestavia Hills Fire Department, and our trainers are nationally and state certified by the American Heart Association. In addition, every school and athletic facility in our district maintains portable defibrillators on standby, and our athletic trainers keep this and other first aid equipment with them at all times. At this point, our primary concern is the well-being of the injured students and their families. We will continue to investigate this accident and provide any other details when we are able. We can briefly take a couple of questions, but just know that this is still a fluid situation. We are, again, investigating every aspect of this, so my response may have to be, I don't know, I can't tell you right now. Just be patient with us through that. We'll try to get you whatever information we can as soon as we're able.
Explain the wire situation. I mean, how high was it? How often is it right there for them to come in contact with? Kind of paint us a picture since we weren't able to go down there.
Well, I know that that's being investigated right now to determine exactly what was going on there, and so I don't have a lot of details on that specific aspect, but we'll try to determine that.
What was the size of the field? I mean, this field goal practice post, how big was it? How tall was it?
That information I don't know specifically, but a portable field goal is basically one that's sort of an L shape that has a couple of wheels on it. It can be tipped over and rolled. into and out of place.
Was that how it was being transported, as opposed to being upright?
It was being rolled out of the way, that's correct.
So were the wires were they on the ground, were they hanging, or do we know?
That information,
hanging.
they were hanging, they were overhead.
The practice, they resumed activity on that field pretty quickly after.
No,
No.
no, is it, that did not
So it was the
happen.
field below that one.
It was the field that's often used for practice for a lot of
Right.
different sports. It's a multi-purpose field. So I know that the area where the accident occurred was cordoned off. That area is not being used so that it can be, investigated and everything.
So how high were the wires? They were hanging, that,
I don't know. That's something we're trying to determine right now. Alabama Power may have an answer on that, but I wouldn't want to say. I wouldn't want to say that they have the answer. So we're trying to determine that.
so it was leaned over though, as it was being rolled off?
What was?
The goalpost, the practice post?
That I don't know with certainty as far. No.
Now, is there a proper way that should have been done? Was this a mistake that could have happened? Did they improperly do something wrong to make it come into contact with that, or what?
I know they're trying to determine that right now.
Had anything happened that had changed where those lines were? I mean, had they always been in whatever position it was that they were? Had wind affected them in any way to make them as high or as low as they were?
I don't think we know that right now, but that would be something that they would want to determine.
Is this standard practice to roll this off for the meet, to get ready for the meet?
That's correct. That is a field that's used by multiple sports, and so the King of the Mountain track and field meet is scheduled to take place this weekend, and so that field was going to be used for some of that. So the field had to be cleared of some of the things that were on it.
And will that meet still happen this weekend?
To my knowledge, it is still taking place. Yes. Yeah.
And while this investigation's happening, you guys kind of ban people from being down there to avoid further incident?
The area around where the accident occurred is not going to be used right now until they're able to complete an investigation of what occurred there. So how we go forward from there is to be determined. Okay. Thank you all so much for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you.